Oh, hello, YouTube comic book community. Today, May 5th, 2013, and I know a lot of you are out there, well, sort of celebrating Cinco de Mayo, which here in Mexico, it's not an official holiday because it commemorates the Battle of Puebla, which occurred on May 2nd, 1862, and this was the Mexican army defeated the French who were trying to invade Mexico, which unfortunately the battle was won, but soon after the French did invade Mexico, and it wasn't until 1867 that the French were driven out of the country. So that's what Cinco de Mayo is all about. Anyways, today is also the day after Free Comic Book Day, and I wanted to lump a few things, so it's like a haul. What I got this week plus the Free Comic Book Day stuff, and actually I wanted to get a bigger haul, buy some stuff. But after standing in line for about 3 hours, I got at my local shop at around 12:30 and going until 3 o'clock, and it was just crazy. It was great. There was a local web online radio station broadcasting a live show, a special 2 hour show. So that was fun. I actually listen to these guys every Wednesday. So they did a special one uh, yesterday, and there was a lot of people with kids, standing in line for hours, and so I actually went to see what I wanted to buy, but I just thought, no, I mean, it's 3 o'clock. I'm tired. My feet were hurting from standing in line, so I didn't get anything besides the free comics. But I'll probably get those later on because they're really cheap. I mean, I'm talking around the range of maybe 25, 50 cents, less than $1, which are a few of the old Valiant comics, as well as some John Sable by Mike Grell, which I'm very interested in reading. So they're there. Hardly anybody touches the independent comic, the new ones or the older ones. So they're there. Anyways, let's get to the comics. So this is what I picked up this week. It's not very large. The first one is Action Comics number 20, which was okay actually. Sorry for the glare. You know, this is the second part of the very short-lived Andy Diggle run with Tony Daniel. It was okay. It wasn't fantastic. I really actually liked the backup better because it kind of reminded me of the old 70s backup series that DC put in the Superman books, World of Krypton. So that was fun. That was better, a little bit better than the I mean, did Storming just for not that it was great. It was fun, but not really anything real. The second one I got this week was Green Arrow number 20. I'm really liking this tale. I mean, it's gone to its up and down. It's not necessarily had a very good reputation, but with Jeff Lemire taking over with issue number 17, it's getting better. The art is different as well, but I'm really liking what they're doing. And now we go for my top comic this week, which is Aquaman number 19. Geoff Johns is really, making Aquaman really, really interesting. I mean, this is getting into the ground of soap opera. I mean, there's so much stuff going on, since it started. But after the Queen of Atlantis crossover, this book, there's a lot of plots going on. And this is Great. Okay, now we go for the free comic book day stuff. First is, the Superman Last Son of Krypton special, which reprints actually the first issue of that story arc, which I believe it started in Action 858. I'm not sure. I actually do on the original comic. I actually was interested because of the preview that they supposedly had for the new Scott Snyder Superman title coming next month, but just five the 5.2 questions which appears in the DC website. So it was pretty disappointing actually. This is offering this year it was much better last year. This one was um, probably the highlight of Free Comic Book Day. The Strangers. I really like this issue, and it actually sounds very interesting because on Friday actually read an interview that they did the creators, where Chris Robertson and um, artist Scott Kowalchuk. This is much more influenced by the old 1960s action adventure shows. Like Man from Uncle and Mission Impossible. All that 1960s pop culture influenced this comic, and I believe it's a limited series. So this was something I really got interested in. The art is, great. It's got some very nice art. Actually, it reminds me a bit of maybe Mike Allred, a little bit, and yeah, it's really really cool. And I hope to pick up, the second issue of this if it pops up in my comic shop, because all small press titles, they usually pop up a few issues, then I can't find them anymore. So I hardly ever buy any independent books because it's very uncertain if the next issue will come out. So, but if it does, I gotta pick it up because it ended with a very cool cliffhanger. So I gotta find out what happens next. And a surprise for me, actually, this is like a leftover from last year. It's Free Comic Book Day. It's published by it's a comic by a company called Hermes Press. Which is My Favorite Martian, which actually reprints a story from the Gold Key series, and in fact it came out to promote their hardcover collection of My Favorite Martian, the whole Gold Key series. Plus it promotes some of the other stuff they publish, in hardcover from the comics, like Dark Shadows. Dark Shadows. They have a collection of reprinting the Gold Key series from the 60s and 70s. The other ads with the rest of the collection. And yeah, I mean, it was a very cool find. I actually seen this show on reruns here in Mexico about 10 years ago, and so I thought this was a nice surprise, and that's why I love Free Comic Book Day. I just end up finding some really nice surprises from time to time, and well, and it's a good way to know to get to know titles that I don't usually find, and they with Free Comic Book they really publish stuff that, especially the independent stuff, because usually the big ones usually do mostly reprints. So, anyways, those are the um, three comic book day pickups. And now, actually, just want to quickly mention that in my shop, they had the dynamic, the first table, second table, and third table. So usually the third table is like leftovers. So, you know, I mean, last year I picked up an issue of, I think it was Mighty Avengers that they weren't selling, so they kind of put them out there. So, anyways, have a great day, and I'll be seeing you soon.